To understand what we're up against in Pennsylvania and the United States, you really have to go back in time, because time does repeat itself, because we forget what happened before. And mainstream Republicans, right after the election, started blaming the Tea Party for the theory that we made candidates go too far to the right, and that is the reason that Romney lost. And this exact same language has been said about Goldwater, about Taft, and that's what I'm going to talk about. In this book, she talks about the kingmakers, and she talks about how they messed up so many elections over the years, and because it really is about a select group of people that have been around a long time. Their families have been around for a long time. We're talking, she called out Chase Morgan, a lot of the big bankers from when the Fed started. Those families are still around, and they still control a lot of what happens in politics in the United States. They get behind candidates they can control, and if they are Republican, they are political to the left. And these guys have a say in both parties. Actually, when this book was written, I think they had less of a say in the Democratic Party. I think actually now they're more aligned with the Democratic Party. A kingmaker candidate does not criticize other kingmaker candidates. That's how you know that they are the chosen one. When you start seeing them, a kingmaker candidate, when you know that they got the nod from the kingmakers, they will start attacking fellow Republicans more than you'll hear them attack Democrats. Another way you'll know if they are the chosen one is they've been around for a while. They're the next in line. That's how you have to kiss the ring in Republican politics. They talk like a real Republican until after the nomination, and then they start to sound really wishy-washy. How many elections over and over again? They accept the consensus of the Republican Party, both then and now, is that a moderate presidential candidate is the only kind that is electable. So the only difference between a Republican kingmaker presidential candidate and a Democratic one is the Republican version is slightly less liberal, but progressive nonetheless. Who do you think they have in line for 2016?
Christie.
I think so too. A rock star, in my opinion. I did a lot of reading about him. He led the Republican Party all through the 40s and got a lot of awesome legislation written. He worked for Roosevelt during the New Deal and watched the obnoxious growth of government and watched how dysfunctional it was. And he said, I'm going to run for Senate, and he ran for Senate and he won. And after Roosevelt lost, I know that I was always taught that he was the big savior, everybody loved him. That was not the case. People wanted him gone. And they were able, as a backlash to Roosevelt, they basically were able to get major legislation passed. And if you look at his platform, he promoted economic growth, individual opportunity, adequate social welfare, strong national defense, no involvement in European wars. He basically is a modern-day libertarian. And I found this interesting. He was Ron Paul's favorite politician when they asked him on a show. So